Hello, this is Rodolfo Vargas, and today we're going to be learning about how to do the hustle presentation. Maybe you have heard about the presentation, then this is very good because it's going to help you to do a simple presentation, to do it fast, and you can also use it for either a client or you can also use it to bring a new recruit into your business. Has helped me so much to grow the business, to go over 200,000 points in a month, and this is the presentation that helped me to do that. With that being said, guys, just to give you a little bit of idea how you start the hustle presentation, after you get to know the person, you're going to explain the supply and demand, of course, how many licensed agents we used to have in 1970 and how many licensed agents we have now. You're going to explain that. Afterwards, you're going to explain the products and services that we offer to the family. For example, you're going to tell to the person that you're meeting with, you're going to say that we do 401k rollovers, IRAs, Roth IRAs, life insurance, annuities, debt settlement, long-term care. And then you're going to ask to the person, out of these 6, which ones are you familiar with? And guess what happened? 90% of the time, the person is going to say, I'm familiar with life insurance. And because they said life insurance, I'm going to jump in to explain to the person how life insurance works. And it's going to be so simple that your client or your new recruit is going to be blown away how to do it. So you ready? So there are 3 types of life insurances out there. Number 1 is called the term insurance. And the term insurance works like this. And you start explaining by telling a story. A 34-year-old lady wanted to buy a life insurance policy. And this lady wanted to buy a $500,000 policy. How much do you think that somebody will pay for a $500,000 policy? You ask that question to the person is going to say $100, $50, whatever they say, you say, well, the person is going to pay around $30. So here's what happened. If the lady dies in the next 30 years, her family is going to receive $500,000. And you point to the $500,000. If the lady doesn't die in the next 30 years, guess what happened to the money that the client was paying? The money's gone. The money is lost. And the client is, oh, wow, I didn't know that. So let's just say the client pays $30. How do you get paid if you sit down with a family who wants to buy a $30 policy? We get paid $30 1 year in advance. 30 times 12 is $360. Depending which provider you do it, you can pay 125% of the annual premium. That is $450. If you're one of the agents at a 50% contract, you will make $225. How would you like to sit down with somebody and in a couple minutes make $200? I will ask to the person, I will tell an example. For example, if you sit down with somebody in their jobs, how long does it take them to make $200? And I will ask them, how long did it take me to explain this, by the way? It took me less than a minute to explain it. What is the benefit of the term policy? It's very inexpensive, it's the cost. What's the disadvantage? The policy is going to expire. Then we have another type of policy called the ROP. The ROP is the same lady, 34-year-old lady, wants to buy the same $500,000 policy. But in this case, the person is not going to pay $30, $40, $20. The lady is going to pay double or triple. Let's just say that the lady pays $100. Here's the difference. If the lady dies in the next 30 years, her family is going to receive $500,000. But if the lady doesn't die in 30 years, guess what happened to the money that the client was paying? And then you pause. And the person will say, I don't know what happened. And you say, the lady will get all the money back. And then I use an example. I ask the person that I'm sitting down, I asked them, do you have car insurance? And the person will say, yes, I do, of course, right? How much you pay? The person will say $100. Who do you have it with? I have it with Allstate, with Farmers, with Geico. Let's just say I work with that company. And one day I call you and I say, ma'am, sir, we have a new car insurance. If you have an accident in the next 5 years, we pay for that accident. You don't have any accident, we give you all your money back. Would you buy that? Guess what? 100% of the people will say, of course I will buy it. Well, that doesn't exist, okay? In car insurance. But it does exist in life insurance. So here's how it works. If you die, the family receives the death benefit. You don't die, you get your money back. No way. Yeah, it's been around for decades, for years. It's called the ROP. It stands for return of premium. How much a family is going to get back at the age of 64? $36,000 back. 100 times 12 is 1,200 times 30, $36,000 back. So, and then I will ask the person, let me show you how we get paid when we present this. The client will do $100. We get paid 1 year in advance. 100 times 12 is 1,200. If you do it, depending which provider you do it, we get paid 135% of the annual premium. That is 1,620. Let's just say you're one of the agents at a 50% contract. You make $810. $800 in how long? How long did it take me to explain this? It took me less than a minute. So what I explain to people, I say, what I do for a living is this. If you die, your family is protected. You don't die, you get your money back. That's what we do. And then I will ask another question. Now, if I were selling cars, this will be like the regular sedan, 4-door. This is a Lexus. This is the nice Ferrari. And I will explain like this. This is the Ferrari of the policies. It's called the permanent policy. You have 3 benefits. Number 1, the death benefit is forever. The death benefit is permanent. It's going to last forever. Number 2, the policy has something called living benefits. What is a living benefit? If the client gets sick, diagnosed by a chronic illness or terminal illness, you can have access to your life insurance, a portion of the life insurance when you're still alive. And number 3, the policy accumulates cash value. And the way that I explain cash value is so simple. In this one, after 20, 30 years, you accumulate money plus interest, and you can access to the money income tax free. So in here, you're covering 3 needs. Life insurance, permanent, some help for long-term care or chronic illness or terminal illness, and you accumulate some money to supplement your retirement. And then I will ask the client to the person. I will ask a question to the client. I will ask, out of these 3, what car you want to drive? You like the sedan, you like the Lexus, or you like the Ferrari? And the client decides. And then I will explain how much we can pay when we do a permanent policy. Let's just say, of course, the client is going to pay a little bit more. Let's just say the client pays $250 a month. We can pay 1 year in advance. 150 times 12 is 3,000. We can pay, let's say, depending which provider you do it, we can pay 115% of the annual premium. That is 3,450. If you're one of the agents at a 50% contract, you make $1,725. In how long? Less than 5 minutes. That is the hustle presentation. The second part of the hustle presentation is going into the process of recruiting the person. And in order to do that, after you explain this, you're going to explain how training works, how to get licensed, and how we find our clients. So the way that you explain this is like this. Number 1, we do training. And we do training on Tuesday evening from 7 to 9 p.m. and Saturday mornings from 10 to 12, we do classes. We also do field trainings. Field training, you're here next to me, and you see how we help a family in the real life. Licensing, that's number 2. Licensing is you study, you pass a test. Not a big deal, just a study, you pass a test. In our clients, we don't do cold calling, we don't do telemarketing, we don't go knocking on doors. The way that we get our clients is through referrals. We also have a class called Faster School. And in Faster School, you're going to learn more about how we find more clients, how to move up in the company, the 23 different ways that we can pay, how to qualify for trips, and how to get equity and ownership with our company. And after that, I'm going to go and explain our compensation with 4 different levels. And the first level is the part-time. And I will ask a question to the person. Do you remember the Ferrari? And most people will say, of course, I remember it. And I will say to a person, let's just say you sit down with the family, and the family decides to put away $250 toward the Ferrari. The policy, the Ferrari, $250, we can pay 1 year in advance. 250 times 12 is 3,000. Let's just say you help 2 families a month. 2 times 3,000 is 6,000. And let's just say you're one of the entry levels at a 40% contract. What is 40% of 6,000? You make $2,400 a month. A year is over 28,000. And I will ask the person, how would you feel last month you make an extra $2,000? Would that help you a little bit? How would you feel helping how many clients? 2 clients. The next one is the personal producer. Let's just say you move up in the company and you want to become a personal producer, and you're helping 4 families a month, 1 family per week. 4 times 3,000 is 12,000. Let's just say you're a 60% contract, you make $7,200 a month. A year is 80,000. Now we're talking about having a career, moving up in the company. Now the next one is becoming a marketing director. And a marketing director is one of our premier positions in our company, and that is one of the best that we have. Let's just say you become a marketing director, and you have 10 agents in our company. And you have 10 agents producing $12,000 each. 10 times 12,000 is $120,000. you're one of the marketing directors, and let's just say you make 25% of what the agents produce, 25% of 120,000, you're making $30,000 a month, $360,000 a year. How would you like making $360,000 a year? And then I will explain the chairman council. And the chairman council, I will explain it very simple. I would just say something like this. Let's just say you have 12 marketing directors, then you're making millions, depending how big you think. And then I will ask a question to the person. I will ask, how do you see yourself? Do you see yourself more as a part-time person producer, marketing director, or chairman council? And depending on the answer, they will say, I see myself as a marketing director. Great, we're looking for more marketing directors. I see myself as a part-time. Great, we're looking more as a part-timers. And then is the closing, and the closing is a 3-step closing that I do. It's very simple. It's kind of like this. First step is put belief into the person or challenge the person. Let me give an example. Put belief is kind of like this. Well, Johnny, Paul, Maria, you look sharp, you're professional, you're bilingual. You told me that you wanted to get better. You told me that you wanted to make an extra income. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't do this. Do you? So one of the important factors when you're closing is remember the qualities. Remember why this person wanted to do this business. So it's either belief or challenging. Challenges could be like this. Well, you told me that you wanted to get better. What other options do you have? Do you have any other option? So let's do this. Then the next step will be to remind this person you need to get licensed. And I remind the person what is it that they need to do to get licensed. Not a big deal, just study, pass a test. And the last one is I will explain that you're going to fill out an application. We call it the new associate agreement. And when you get started, you're going to do this. Let's just say that there is a fee that the client needs to pay, the person needs to pay. I will say the benefit that you get for getting involved into our company, whether it's books, marketing materials, getting access to PHP education. I will explain all the benefits that the person gets when they get involved with our company. And then my closing is, here's the application, fill it out. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't do this. Do you? And the person will say no. Awesome. Let's fill out the application.